Who was the first?
That I do not know. I'm sorry, I cannot be of more help. My priority has been keeping the archive safe and conducting the business of
So the first one didn't have
cataloging.
anything to do with the archives?
From the sound of things, it sounds like it's at least centered near the pyramid.
Then perhaps that's where you should start. I'm sorry, I cannot be of more assistance to you. Old friend or otherwise, he puts his arm around you, Silas.
I asked a question.
So you're archivists, but when somebody needs your help with archiving, you have no help to give.
You really could. You would really think that they could give you a couple more squires.
I wish that the timing of our meeting was better, Kelly. And I wish that the meeting of new friends was done in more happier circumstances. But I do not know how I can be of assistance. The archive cannot open. It is our imperative duty to collect and keep safe and protect the knowledge within.
That's fair.
Thank you. But let this not sour the reunion. Let us drink and eat. Forget the woes of the world.
There is something else, Sophus. You remember what I was searching for before I went to Brynus? I found her.
Well, now he really does sit back in his chair, puts his drink down.
I know
He
where
doesn't say anything.
I know where to look. We need to get this situation with this crystal heart taken care of before we go down there, though. Because you know her as well as I do. If I ignored this while it was sitting in front of me and helping Callie with this, well, we both know it wouldn't go over very well with her. Can I insight check Sophus? Because he suddenly just changed big time. Fuck. 10.
I hate to be that guy. Can somebody cliff notes? The entire house lost power.
That's all right.
The archivist basically just said that they're doing stock take, and that he's not going to help while ever the plague's taking place.
Until the stock take is taking place, the last one took 35 years.
And it was a lot smaller then.
Okay.
So we need to take care of this plague in order to give him the time to quickly look through the stock for the info that we need.
But he's still going to
How much involvement, Olin, did you have with the Great Archives where you come from?
I spent 20 years studying there.
Not much.
Stock taking is something that any good archive should be doing constantly.
Yeah.
And it's not something that should impede the operation of the archive.
Oh, so he's bullshitting us.
Unfortunately, no one else but you knows that yet, so...
I rolled really shitty insight.
Yeah, we've been trying to insight.
He's clearly a good friend of Silas's.
Or can I just share that?
Well, I mean, he's still here with us.
Right.
Yeah, we're still here.
Yeah, he's still sitting there with you.
Silas
is telling him. Silas has just told him that he found Samantha.
Right.
Because Silas
I was back for that part. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
All of my notes are in another web page, and of course, because this fucking power got out.
Take a moment to grab them up, and we'll resolve the stuff about Samantha, and then you can interject with your thoughts about the archive. He'll lean back, doesn't say anything, and then reaches over, picks up his drink, and takes a large mouthful of it. He sits it back on the table and then claps his hands and says, "Well, this is terrific news. We must drink and celebrate." And calls over the barmaid. What was your insight, Silas?
It was jack shit 10.
10?
As an aside, I haven't been drinking this whole time.
And I've been very much pacing myself.
Yeah, so Sophus seems not himself, not what you remember, but a lot has happened since then. You remember that the world is changing. Draconia is a different place, even from when you left for Brynus and came back. You're not sure if there's something personal going on with him or it's just the signs of age and distance.
So, Sophus, I noticed that you took a note of my last name and the implications therein. I spent about 20 years, first as an apprentice, and then as, I guess, to use the common tongue, an archivist myself, at the Guarnus Bibliothèque, which is one of the oldest libraries in the known world. And I've done restocking and ordering and all that other kind of stuff. Why are you, and I'm saying this as nicely as possible, why are you lying to us?
What?
A restocking, whatever the word they use, or cataloging, should never shut down a well-run library.
Maybe his library isn't well run.
Excuse me, our library is immaculately run. But
Then why
that
is
is
it
not
if it's closed because of the plague, I understand that. The bibliothèque survived the Fae, and much worse. So, if this is a tit for tat, you need us to go wipe out the plague, and then you'll help us? Okay, fine, you're a transactional douche, but we'll do it. But if there's some other reason, I would say it now.
Sophus, what the hell's going on?
He looks at you all, and then his head turns and he finally settles upon you, Silas. I see you and your friends are quite close.
We've been through hell and back. Some of us quite literally.
And I imagine you trust them.
Sorry, what was that?
And I imagine you trust them.
No, I'm sorry. On my end, you got all garbled there.
I do.
I hear. Yep, someone's calling my name.
I'm sorry. What?
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
No, yeah. I trust him with my life.
What about your old friends? Do you trust them?
I'm right here.
He doesn't mean old as in literal.
I'm older than her.
That's true.
I don't know. I haven't seen Sonia since before I left, and now suddenly she's a traitor. I tried sending a letter to Arjit, and I got nothing back. And Thomas hasn't responded to any of my letters before.
Thomas.
I sent him a letter before I left for Brynus, and he didn't respond. I figured the last time we saw each other, that little spat we had might have pissed him off enough.
Then that is two friends I have kept track of. and 2 that you have not.
Not for lack of trying.
I know where Thomas is. Thomas, I trust.
Is he all right?
I trusted Sonia too when she came to visit.
Came to visit. When did she come to visit you?
Not long ago. And now you sit here and ask me to trust you. Old friends, new friends. It seems that with every changing day, we are a world without friends.
I assure you. And I cast Zone of Truth in target, and so that, and I willingly fail my own Zone of Truth.
Me too.
What is it wisdom or is it charisma?
It's
wisdom.
I will just cast it. Charisma.
Oh, fucking duck. Hang on. Do I get advantage on this?
It's not a possession or a charm.
You can willingly fail it.
Yeah, you can willingly fail it.
Oh, no.
She's trying to succeed it.
15, I'm good.
It's not a charm.
Right, no, because
No,
she has
but
advantage on charisma saving
that gives me advantage on charisma saves.
Oh.
Because I need them.
If you try and succeed it, do they know?
I know if you succeed it or not.
But does he know?
He does not.
Well, Silas will know. Not the dude.
Silas does. Yeah.
Fuck it, I don't care. I'll fail it.
I just realized that defeats the whole purpose when it's only me who knows. But
yep.
It's a show.
That is correct.
It's an attempted show of faith.
You continue on with the charade if you wish. Yes.
I mean, it's still up, but
yeah.
What do you want to know to confirm that you can trust me, Sophis? Do you want the whole story of the truth of what happened in Brynus?
I should no sooner trust you. You should no sooner trust me. Keep your story to yourself. When Sonia last visited, she did not go see Thomas. Perhaps you should not make the same mistake. And then he stands up.
Who is this Thomas?
Thomas is in the Illusion.
The Illusion.
What does that mean?
It's good, to see you, Silas. If I could be of any more assistance, you know where to find me.
Thank you,
If you could be of any more assistance, we would still be talking.
Callie, Solana, just...
I didn't say anything!
What caused the plague?
Turns to you and he says, I do not know.
Can I insight check?
He turns to you.
Hold on, wait a minute.
And see if he's actually...
My
you would know.
Hold on. My Zone of Truth is still up. Did he succeed or fail it? If he knows it's coming up, he can willingly fail it.
Yeah, no, he's going to willingly fail it anyway. Yeah, he does not know the source of the plague.
Where did it start? Where was the first case?
We're gonna have
to go talk to the Flagellants, aren't we?
So if we fix the plague, are you going to be able to help us, or is your library still in disarray?
He turns to you and he says, if you fix the plague, I will help you, Kelly, as best I can with the resources I will have on hand.
Okay, and we need to talk to some people, buy some stuff, and then go kill some motherfucking plague rats.
It's been good to see you again, Sophis.
Do you have any information that might assist us? Anything that you might have found out so far about the plague?
I know very little of the plague. All I know is my archive and my need to protect it.
Do you know who we could talk to about the plague? Oh, that's the guy that we already.
I literally just said we could go see the doctors.
Yeah. Okay. Never mind.
He says, I'm sorry I cannot be of further assistance.
No, you're not.
He turns to you, Silas, and he says, give my regards to Thomas. He has been through a lot in the recent last few years.
I know. It's been good to see you again, Sophus. And I stand up and go and hug him again.
He hugs you back, warmly, sincerely. He lets go of you, says, good luck. Turns and leaves.
Silas, and what did you do to him?
I didn't really do anything to Thomas. Thomas comes from Redfield like me and Sam. And when the dragon burned everything, me, him, and Sam saw it. And we were the only three that saw the dragon and escaped. Well, he joined the squires with us, and when we were stationed out at Fort Valor, he got his legs cut off by one of Tiamat's lieutenants. The blade was cursed, and no regeneration magic would take. He couldn't be a crusader at that point, so he transferred to the archivists. Him and I started getting into an argument because he was now convinced that the dragon was just a figment of our imaginations. I disagreed. The last time me and him spoke in person, we got in a pretty big argument.
There's an archivist out there who's just denied fact.
Like Sophus said, he's been through a lot. He saw his mom and dad stabbed in front of him. His entire home burned down. Lost both of his legs. We then lost another friend not too long after that. Now apparently...
Is his last name Hawthorne?
I wouldn't be surprised. No, his last name is not Hawthorne. And to answer the other question, the Illusia is where those that are wounded in the Crusades go to spend the rest of their days living. They set him up with a nice villa. So we need to decide what we're doing next.
Well, I guess we're staying here for a while.
Let's go to the market.
Well, I need to find a tannery to get this hide tanned.
Yep.
After that, I'd rather not waste any time and go see Thomas, if you don't mind. I can do that.
Maybe you should go see your friend.
I can do that on my own if you want to go search the pyramid.
What time of day is it?
You got here fairly early, okay. So it'd only be like lunchtime just after.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Then.
It's probably actually better if I don't bring you guys to see him.
Okay. I mean, I'll.
Can you wait until tomorrow to go see him? Maybe he'll probably be annoyed if he knows you're around. Hey.
It'd be worse than finding out that he's here and didn't go.
I mean, I have no idea if he knew Sony was in town last time she was here. They were pretty close while we were in training, too.
Okay.
I just kind of wanted to go with you.
I mean, if you want to come with me, you can. No,
I don't want to go as a person.
Okay. You go see Thomas, I'm going to go look for some magical items, and I will be at the eastern border of the Illusia.
We can
Wait,
meet
are
near
we
the
going to be
Gladio.
staying in this campaigners hotel? Is
I
this
mean,
where
why-
we're going to put up our roots?
Why would we stay anywhere else?
I'm just asking.
Okay, well, I can meet you back.
We can meet here. We can meet at the Gladio. I can meet you in the free market.
I'm not going to the Gladio. They basically train people to fight in the north. I would not be.
The only ones who get sent to the north from the Gladio are the criminals.
That doesn't make them less effective killers.
That's fair
Oh,
enough.
make some more.
Okay,
That's fair.
I'll send you a message
All right,
if I
so
need
you're-
money.
Well, you have access to the vault. Oh wait.
But
that's
don't
right.
you need to be with us?
I do need to be with you. That's right.
I don't know how much.
What do you-
Go find a price. We'll meet up and then we'll go to the vault.
Okay.
I'm gonna go get some sending stones, and I just walk out.
I go with you too because I want some as well.
Okay. Olin, you're going to go, obviously, investigating to see if you can find your ring.
Yep. Incoming natural
Si-
one.
Silas, you're off to see Thomas.
Yes,
I
I
can-
am.
See,
I can get 2 sets if you want to go with Silas.
me. No, I don't actually want to go with Silas. I wanted to spy on him.
22.
22.
But actually, yeah, can you get 2 sets for me, Callie, and I'll pay back?
Yep.
Pay back, thanks, bye.
Olin, you're making your way to the free markets.
I am.
You are?
Me
Yep.
too.
With, yeah,
Oh,
Kelly,
me too.
are you-
We're all going to the free markets, I guess.
Kelly, you looking for just sending stones?
Yeah, mostly.
Mostly? All right.
I'd just be
doing a-
looking around.
Yeah.
But that's particularly what I'm after.
Do an investigation
Investigation.
check for me, please. Yep.
16.
16. Okay. Walking through the markets, Kelly, there's a number of shops and not many customers, so browsing is a lot easier. Many of the stalls have shut up shop, but a lot of determined brokers and merchants push forward. You have no problem finding sending stones. And both you and Olin see, as you're standing at the stall purchasing them, that across the market a number of people are gathering around what looks to be a small stage.
What's on the stage?
The sending stones are going to be cheap.
Cheap for Draconia.
Yeah.
Which means about normal everywhere else.
$1,000 gold pieces.
Each.
Okay. How many sets are there?
2 sets.
I will buy those. Would they take platinum pieces?
Yes. Yes, they will.
Good, good.
They'll take all the pieces.
Unfortunately, I didn't.
Is it-
I don't have 2,000 gold.
Is it
On my
currency in? Is it currency of the value they want? They'll accept it.
Cool. I will give them a mixture of gold and platinum to that
Beautiful.
value.
As you both make your way through the rest of the market, is looking for your ring, Olin, you make your way closer to the crowd of people, and you see that they are gathered
I'm
around.
listening too.
Selena as well. You see that the people are gathered around a particular stall that's set up stage next to it, and you realise that they're preparing for an auction.
Oh, I will go there.
Yep.
I'm staying there.
You see that there are a number of items up for bids, and amongst them is a ring of spell storing, Olin.
What has the bidding begun?
No.
Okay.
Is there anything else
the
exciting?
bidding.
What else is there?
I'm just getting that up now. Give me session notes. There you are. Okay. There is out of some kind of strange metal you do not quite recognize. Looks to be some kind of whistle shaped like a pig.
A pig whistle.
Pig whistle, if you will. There is a longsword. It's quite ornate, and it has a blue hilt that kind of comes up and weaves against the blade. Goes up about halfway. It's a red cloak. And there's a wand.
Can we do any kind of... Can we see what they are? The cloak and the wand?
Well, I'm assuming they're going to say what they are, right? It's an auction.
You can go up and examine them, for sure. The pig whistle tells you that the pig whistle is an ancient object found or brought back from the Ashen Plains, once crafted by draconian druids. It guarantees food, even in the harshest of conditions.
I don't need that.
Yeah. Are you identifying stuff as you go, Olin?
If they'll allow me to, yeah, absolutely.
Yep. Yeah. As you identify the pig whistle, it basically blowing it once a day, it summons a pig. Good. The red cloak. Like I'd saying, a good cloak is the only companion a person needs. You go to identify it, and you're pretty sure it's just a cloak. Just a red cloak. However, looking at the cloak, the way it flitters in the breeze, the way it falls down the stand, it's no ordinary cloak. You've got a ring of spell storing. Tells you that it came from the Ashen Plane as well, along with its companion, the wand, which is a wand of spell stealing. Identifying the wand, you basically, it has a number of charges of dispel magic, and if they succeed, the spell they dispel is captured in the wand.
Can I just
That
kill
is
everybody who
cool.
else is bidding?
Is there any way of telling? Is there any way of telling if they require attunement?
I guarantee you the ring does. I imagine
The ring does. Yep.
The wand and what the cloak didn't say what it was.
The wand does not require attunement. The cloak, you have no idea. And the pig whistle does not require attunement. The ring does.
What's the sword? Out of curiosity.
Oh yeah,
the sword.
That sounded ornate, but not practical.
Yeah. You suspect that the hilt of this sword comes alive like tentacles.
Yes.
And it is basically a sort of disarming.
Okay. Priority is the ring, then the wand. I'm curious about the cape, but we'll see.
I want to know more about the cape.
Yeah. John's pretty sure he knows what it is, but is not going to share that.
Having looked at all the stuff that's there, Solana's just going to walk off. She's not interested in any of that.
Mm-hmm. Looking around, you see that there are a number of people gathered here. A good portion of the market's crowd seems to be gathered at this particular auction. You notice that a number of these people are wearing masks, hooked-like masks or other various masks over their faces to obviously protect themselves from plague. And you notice that many of them are quite richly dressed. At this point, realizing, at this point, you're all quite worldly, and you sort of understand the machinations of the world. You would understand that in a town like this, that was driven primarily by commerce out of the Ashen Plains, out of the Crusades, to suddenly have its consumer base fall away, means that things are going particularly cheap. And the downside of that is it has brought a number of savvy merchants. Yeah. You learn that the auction is not till later on that day, just before sunset. You have time.
Okay. I'm going to cast... Damn it. I don't blow third level spells a lot. I'm going to anyway.
I think you can assume we're going to do a long rest here.
Yeah, no, I know. It's okay, so I'm going to send a message of sending to Silas, Silas Olin. There's an auction with several very promising items, including the ring. After you see Thomas, we need to hit the bank.
When does it start?
Sundown. About 6-7 hours.
Now, generally, the amount of money that transfers there, they don't expect you to have all the currency on your personage, typically.
Am I with him?
No, you should be able to trade at the auction because you have the vault. As long as you've got proof of your vault holderage, you can do trades directly out of your vault.
They can make direct withdrawal.
Okay, I don't have that.
Well, once I get there...
And it's fine. I have the money on me.
Money bags.
To be fair, she's like 90% of the money in our vault anyway.
I know.
It's not including the money I have in my bag.
Selling ancient evil artifacts makes one rich. So,
yeah, you just saw me just stare off into the distance for a minute.
Yeah. Start calculating. Silas.
Yes.
You make your way. You make your way to the Illusia. Approaching it, you see the high walls that protects it from outside, gives the residents within its privacy. You make your way over to the entrance gate, and inevitably, like everything else in the city, it is closed. It is guarded, however, by Crusaders that tell you that entry to the Illusia can only be done done so with permit from the Deuce Vault. And that order has been made to protect those within the sanctum. So they are sheltered from the storm outside.
Now let me ask you this. If I go there, is it also going to be closed and they're not going to let me in to get the proof of permission to come down here and come on in? A friend of mine is in there that I haven't seen in a very long time, and he has not responded to any of my letters.
You were once a crusader, Silas. We have heard of you even here. You will gain entrance to the vault.
All right. I'll be back. And I make my way to the fucking Deuce Vault.
Mm-hmm. Making your way through the narrow streets, cutting through past the Gladio on the way to the Deuce Vault. You see that the streets are fairly empty. As you cut down one alleyway, you see stumbling into a doorway a man, perhaps in his 60s, through an open doorway into a house. He coughs as he goes, and you see a sputter of blood upon the door frame as the door swings closed behind him.
Oh, shit. This is down one of the side alleys.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see any marshals on the way through, did I?
Not down the side alleys, but you're basically like halfway between the Illusion and the Deuce Vault at the moment. Not far from the Gladio. You might be able to head back there.
Did this guy seem like he was about ready to drop it any minute?
Looked pretty fucked, yeah. Do a medicine check.
Medicine check incoming.
Oh,
Double natural 20s.
double natural 20s.
The state that he was in, still walking around, judging by the other woman that seemed quite weakened, you'd think that he doesn't have long, perhaps. He could be dead by the end of the day.
I saw some back at the Gladio as I was passing by.
There's Crusaders there, yeah.
I will go.
There's Crusaders all over the city. Yeah.
I will go and alert some of the Crusaders that one of the afflicted is about ready to croak, and that we need to get him into a cell ASAP. Or whatever it is they're doing with the afflicted. I don't know what they're doing here.
Crusader looks here and he's like, there are no cells here.
Well, then whatever you do with
whatever you escape.
Whatever you do with the afflicted, this guy's about to drop. Maybe not in the next hour, but it's getting close. Yep. And the last thing we need is some afflicted guy getting slaughtered and causing another outbreak.
He looks over at his companions and calls a couple of Crusaders to his side. He places his hand upon the hilt of his sword and he says, "Don't worry, we'll look after it." And turns around and motions for the Crusaders to follow. They begin jogging off down the street.
There's got to be some way to. There has to be some way to cure him. I'm just muttering to myself as I'm.
Yep. You continue on past the Gladio, taking one of the wide alleys this time that comes out at the entrance of the Sacrificium. As you come out on the road, you see that the road is jammed with people. Giant line of people making their way into the Sacrificium has formed. As you push along their sides on the way to the Deuce Vault, you see the within the gardens the source of what draws them. The Spring of Saints, said to give protection from those that drink from it. One by one, the people of the city line up, and drink from the water, splash it upon their faces. seeking whatever refuge they can from the plague. You continue onwards, leaving the long lines behind you towards the gates of the Dusvald. You can see the formidable fort standing up behind the gates, yet it is tiny as compared to the giant golden walls behind it. You see that it is flanked by crusaders, that the gate is closed. What do you do?
I walk on up, explain the situation, that I came here that I went to the Illusia to see a friend that's housed within there. They said it's closed, and then I need some kind of permission slip or some shit. And then in order to get one of those, I need to come here, explain who I am, blah, 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 blah.
Yep. The guards enter the vault, return a few moments later, and let you in. When you enter, you see that the vault seems to be the staging ground for the defense, or at least the assault against the plague here in Sindara. A young clerk finds you, says that it's a pleasure to meet you, Silas Alberts, hero of Brynus, and you see that he's genuinely excited, perhaps the first hopeful moment he's had throughout the day. He tells you that, yes, you are allowed to visit the Illusia, that you just need to make sure that you are clean of the plague before you do. The Illusia is currently closed for
the inside populace's protection.
It's currently closed and open only to crusades and those that are served. Yeah, you know that the crusaders have great reverence for the heroes they keep within, those of irreparable mind and body. Yep. But yes, you will get your pass here in the Dusvald, and you'll be able to attend. Yeah.
Yeah. Once I have the pass, I beeline it. Whatever is the quickest path there.
Yep. Back to the Illusia. What are the market people doing?
While they were still sorting out stuff for the thing, I want to find. There's two things I want to find. I want to find Alchemy Guild, and I also want to find somewhere that looks like it could enchant things.
Do an investigation check, please.
That didn't open. Hang on a second. Here we go. Investigation. Ooh! 23! Natural 20!
Okay. Most people seem to want to keep to themselves, but you ask around and you find the direction to an enchanter, someone that may be able to help you. They tell you that the enchanter can be found with not far from the Haji Karim, the Great Gem Market, in the Sabula Sanctus.
Off I trot.
You make your way there. What?
I said off I trot.
Yep. Begin making your way there, leaving your companions to think about the auction and the way ahead. And again, walking down the fairly empty streets. As you're about halfway there, you hear a horrid scream come from one of the alleyways, Solana.
Good, this could only mean good things.
What are you doing?
I'm going to go check it out.
Mm-hmm. You walk down the alleyway and you see up ahead what seems to be 4 figures standing around something on the ground, a bundle of some sort. They seem to be kicking and beating it.
Stop.
And whatever it is, it seems to be screaming in great distress. You yell out, "Stop!" And they turn and look at you.
What are their eyes
Stopping
look
mid-swing. Normal.
like? Okay.
It's a collection of humans, kind of ragtaggy, but they seem panicked and distressed. They stop and freeze, and they don't quite know what to give you. They look at you and say, "It's the plague, the plague, it's got the plague."
It.
You
What is
see
it?
one of them. One of them sort of is leaning down on the ground at something, and as you make your way closer, you see that he's begun trying to strike a torchlight. He says, "I'll burn it. I'll burn it. That's what I'll do."
Does that guy have black eyes?
Nope.
Is he? What are you trying to burn?
As you approach, you see that they're very nervous about you. And this strange elf walking down the alleyway at them. They point at the pile of refuse with trembling hands, and they say, It, the creature beyond, the creature within. It is the source of the plague. We have found it. We have found it."
Can I insight check those guys? Are they mad?
Go for it.
Like, do they look like they're paranoid mad, or do they look like they're diseased mad? Or 25 or 27, if you give me advantage.
They don't seem mad. They seem scared and panicked.
Yeah, so they're paranoid and shit. Yeah?
Yeah.
Can I go and see what the thing is? Maybe poke it from a distance?
As you make your way close to it, they look at you and they say, "Stop! Don't get close. It is hideous and horrendous." No.
I'm just going to turn around and say, "I'm immune to this disease. It's okay."
Whatever it is, it continues to screech.
Can I
Distressing sound.
Let's use it.
As you approach, the gang back away. They're not too eager to get too close to you. You stand over the top of what looks to be just a pile of refuse, trash perhaps, but you know it's not. It seems to move around. You can hear a distressed weeping coming from beyond. Do you wish to uncover it? Is that a yes?
Yes, I'm uncovering
Yes.
it with the
I know
end
you-
of my staff and preparing a shocking grasp through my staff.
Okay. Holding your staff above it, you gingerly pull back the pile of refuse. And you see that it is not refuse at all, but the oversized sack-like outfit of a most unfortunate creature. The smell hits you first. Strong and acidic, almost like urine. But for the moment, that is irrelevant. Because the creature laying down on the ground before you, whimpering as unlike any you have seen before. Standing, or you believe, would stand about 4.5 foot high. This hideous and wretched, half human, half rodent, claws at the ground and shakes uncontrollably. You see that it is bruised and battered, and blood pours on the ground. As you look down on it, it lifts a hand, looks up at you and says, "No, don't, no!" I have a photo of this creature.
Please tell me it's Martin Tail. Or
I'm totally picturing the hag in Beauty and the Beast.
see, my mind just went to Peter Pettigrew.
I approve.
That was Wormtail, right? I don't know all the Marauders' titles.
Yeah,
No,
you're correct.
no, you get cred.
You got cred, and then you sort of
cred.
ruined it by saying you didn't know what you were talking about.
I mean, I kind of know what I'm on about.
It was a good try. You did well. It's like a B. You got like a B for that.
Can I do a quick nature check
There it is.
to,
on top of the
one,
offices.
figure out what the fuck he is, and 2, does he look sick at all? Other than had the shit beaten out of him?
Do a nature check.
$12.
Look, you're well read and would have heard of the rodent men of Storm's End, and this is not one of them. You would have seen their pictures sketched in books. Looking down upon this wretched creature, you're not sure if it's natural at all. At very least, it's nature gone wrong. Looks up at you with teary eyes, pleads for its life. No, please don't! As you uncover the rags, looking around, you notice that those that were beating the creature have fled at the sight of it. You're alone in the alleyway.
Who are you?
Nobody. I am nobody. Please, just let me
No,
go.
seriously,
Don't.
I'm not going to hit you.
hurt me.
Stop that. Who are you? What are you?
Like flinches. Please.
Are you a rat man? You don't look like one of those rat men people. But I've only read stories about them. I don't really have never seen one for sure in person. But you don't look like one.
He looks up at you with fear in his eyes and then suddenly throws himself at your feet.
Ew!
Kill me then! Kill me then! Do it! Do it! Spare me
I'm
of
willing
this
to
wretched
keep
life!
touching. Get off me. I have a very clear personal space zone.
Then leave me here to die. He begins clawing his way across the road, dragging at his
dying?
broken body. They have beaten me.
I saw that. You're still alive now.
Again, he looks at you. You can see him cowering within the dirt. Why do you not hurt me?
Oh, you haven't done anything yet. Who are you? Why do you look like a rat?
You can't just ask people why they look like a rat.
Begins grabbing at his rags and pulling him back over his face. Don't look at me, I'm hideous. No.
Dude, I've already seen you. And I've seen worse, to be honest.
A few moments pass where then you see him peek back beyond the rags and he says, You do not wish to hurt me?
No.
Where have those bad people gone?
I think they're scared of you. Can I do an insight check with this guy? Is he for real super injured and scared, or is he having me on?
Go for it.
Oh, fuck it up. Come on. There we go. What am I doing? Insight? 25.
Yeah, he's super fucked up and scared.
Imagine that. The guy who's getting beaten by a gang is terrified.
Yeah, but he could be some weird wizard dude who's all of a sudden going to turn around and beat me. I don't know. You never know. These weird rat people you meet in the streets. So who are you?
Why do you ask me these things? Stop tormenting me so and kill me. It's what you've come here to do. It's what they all want to do.
I'm Solana, and you are... That's the bit where you say your name.
He coughs on the ground. Big globule of blood. Clatters onto it.
He might have internal bleeding.
I may be able to, but I need to know who you are.
You want to know my name?
No, I want to know your shoe size. I'm a well-renowned shoemaker.
I may be a wretch, but I know when people are making fun of me, leave me to die.
I'm really not a very good liar, but really I just want to know your name.
My name is... You see him go to mouth the word several times. He says, My name is Squiz.
Okay, Squiz, what are you?
Foul and wretched and doomed.
I mean,
he started
you
dragging himself into
for
the
real though. Like,
into
were you
the
always
darkness.
this weird half rat thing, or is that like a new?
Now you wish to break my spirit as bad as my body.
Where do you come from?
Come to dark places you do not wish to dwell.
I want to slam my staff on the ground and make like Druidcraft like a ring of vines and little flowers like around him to try and fool him into thinking that it's a thing that he can't go past.
All right, he slammed you druid stick into the ground. As you do so, you notice that he's reached the corner of the alley and he's picked up a rock and he's began like hitting himself in the head with it.
Oh, God damn, this is terrible.
But as the flowers and vines appear, you notice he stops. He looks at you. He sort of pushes himself against the wall. Oh, what are you?
You first.
I am Squiz. I was born Squiz. Born amongst many others.
Many others?
Squiz.
You're the only one I've seen. Is there lots of you?
Only Squiz lives the burden of this life. The rest failed.
Wait, what failed?
The rest of them. The others in the tubes.
Oh, you're from the sewers.
Notice that the only thing keeping him somewhat pieced together at the moment is the flowers as they grow across the alley. You see that the blood is starting to darken. Squiz begins to quiet. His breathing becomes laboured.
So, why aren't you in the sewers now?
Drag me back there, so I may die in filth where I belong.
Okay, can I try and do a medicine check to try and like stop bleeding and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Screw it, I'm just gonna do a healing word to heal him.
You lean over and do a
healing word.
And you see his bruises begin to fade, and his scars, his wounds begin to close. He looks down at himself and goes, "Hey, what have you done to me?"
I made you better.
Better? You have saved Squeer's life.
Why aren't you in the sewers?
He jumps up, runs over to you. As he does so, he kind of limps and
No hugging.
jumps.
I put the staff out. No hugging. No touching.
Rodent-like tail streaming along the ground behind him. He stops and he says, "Sorry, mistress."
So,
Got yourself a doggy.
well, it's about time I got myself a pet.
That's terrible.
What?
Squeers will be your pet.
That's just wrong.
Rule 34.
Oh,
If
God.
from the sewers, why aren't you in the sewers?
I'm not from the sewers. No, Squeers did not come from those tubes. Tubes of glass with men so mad.
Oh, you were an experiment. And you were the only one
That's
that
the
lived?
tongue. Yes, just Squeers, just me.
Where were
Wretched.
you? Who did it?
Not here. In place far away. Was brought here in ship.
Oh, were they going
Sold.
to sell you?
Sold.
Who were you sold
Sold
to?
by. You notice he begins cowering back down. Man with cruel instruments. No! I escaped. Yes, I escaped. I have been here ever since. In the shadows. Squeers is always there. They choose not to see. Really, mistress? I would come with mistress.
Yeah.
Oh. He runs towards you as if to give you a hug.
No hugging.
Yes, mistress.
No,
Yes.
this is like a just for Squiz rule. It's like a general rule for everybody. Just no hugging.
Mistress, no
I have-
hugging, mistress.
I have personal space that I like respected.
Where are we going, mistress? Squeers is here to serve you.
I'm just
Squeers
going to
owes
go
you
see
his
these
life.
people. Can enchant something for me, so you can come with me.
Begins hopping along behind you. You can assign Squeeze as a companion if you would like.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Please
He's-
don't.
He's amazing. I love him.
I'm keeping him.
Hang on a tick.
He's the most
Just-
adorably ugly little bastard on the planet.
I don't want him to die, and if I leave him where he is, he's going to die.
They were gonna murder him.
Like, he is
Olin.
legit not going to make it on his own, this guy.
Yes, sir.
Are you what are you doing?
I'm trying to look as inconspicuous as possible while waiting for the auction to start.
Yeah. You notice that like a group of merchants seem to be getting together and there seems to be some kind of cabal or cable sort of forming. Don't know if that concerns you or not.
I want to go back to the Standing Stone guy after that.
How long until the auction?
Oh, you got a couple of hours.
Alright, Actually, I'll stay where I.
So
I'll kind of look like I'm window shopping. Look at some other stalls.
Yeah, okay. What I'm saying is you've got a couple of hours to prepare for the auction if you so need it.
Well, I have the Bank of Cali, and so I'm good to go.
Good to go? All right. Get to the auction in a moment. There is Squeeze.
Oh my god, you had him ready.
I would have said to Callie before we split up that Callie can just take what I owe her out of the bank, out of my portion of the bank.
Mm-hmm.
That's assuming that I was buying sending stones for you.
I asked you to when you left.
I know, but I was looking for 2 sets.
Oh, you are a bastard.
No, I probably would just give you the other one. But if I'm still in the markets, I want to go back to the sending stone guy.
And get another one.
Well, he said he only had 2.
You only had 2. You have to do another investigation check.
No, I wanted to go back to him because these people aren't part of the guild, are they? I want to see if I can get him to join the guild.
Ah.
Because
no, these brokers are not part of this.
He's selling uncommon items. And that's one of my tasks.
Very good. All right, we'll get to that in a moment. Have you read through Squeeze? Do you have any questions there, Selena?
Squeeze.
I think this is the favorite NPC he was talking about.
Disadvantage on charisma checks. That's exactly what Solana needs.
That's okay. I have advantage. So it just evens out.
That's great. All right. So you can head off to the Enchanter with Squeeze in tow. Kelly, you can make your way to try to sign someone up to your pyramid scheme. And Dolan, you can wait anxiously as the auction goes to get underway. Silas, you're making your way back to the Illusia.
Yes, I am.
All right. What I would like to do is focus on Kelly Nolan. What do you want to do with the Enchanter, Selena?
I want to see what they can do with my Tangled Stag circlet.
Okay.
What my options are for it.
Yep. That's something we can do between session, and I would like to do the Illusia at the beginning of next session, Silas, if that's all right. But we will resolve the we will resolve the auction and the pyramid scheme. So, Kelly, your first cat off the rank.
I thought I needed to be there for the auction in order for the proof of available funds.
No, I'm gonna go there.
It won't matter. You'll be able to move him out of the vault. So don't stress about that just yet.
All right.
Don't worry about access to the money. It's fine. Kelly.
I will go back to him.
No refunds. Sorry.
No, it's fine. No, I just was thinking. I've bought standing stones in Draconia not that long ago, and I actually paid quite a bit more than what you have charged me today. I was just maybe I thought that perhaps you would benefit from having an appraiser at your disposal for free, so that you could get a better price on your items.
Better price? What I need is better customers.
Well, I mean, there was no bartering. You just gave me a price and I paid it. What I'm saying is you could increase the price of the items.
You're the first person I've seen with 100 gold pieces in days.
Well, maybe you just need to market yourself a bit better and then more people would come. I mean, I didn't know you were here.
About?
I stumbled upon you by accident. What if you were assigned to the Mercantile Guild, and then you would have a name for yourself. More people would know about your store. They would come here specifically to purchase from you, and then you could start setting prices that you wanted.
All right. Do a persuasion check, please.
I'm really bad at that.
Can't be as. Oh no.
Take that back.
I was about to say can't be as bad as me, and then remembered I'm proficient in persuasion.
With advantage?
No.
Yeah, but I don't even have a persuasive way to ask for persuasion advantage. 8.
Could be worse.
I'm gonna add inspiration
Okay.
because I have them. 12.
Okay. He looks you up and down. He says, "Guilds, hey, sounds expensive. What are we talking?"
There is a sign-up fee, paid quarterly, I think.
Yeah.
It was paid quarterly. But it's a small price to pay for knowing the real worth of your items. It gives you risk management as well. So you would know where to buy your items at a cheaper price.
You see, business has been very poor last couple of months.
This could help you along the way.
You said you bought sending stones not long ago for a much better price. May I ask what you paid for them?
I paid 1,700 gold pieces for one set.
Well, then perhaps if you are so supportive of merchants, if you were to make up the difference of the more reasonable price, I would have the funds to join this said guild.
Well, here's the thing. Because I paid an exorbitant amount of money for sending stones, I don't really have the money to spot you. And also, I don't know you very well, but I know that you have potential. And I think that you would benefit from this.
All right. You notice that given the current economic conditions, he does not seem to be taking the bait on whether or not he should join this guild. He looks at you and says, "I am sorry. Perhaps if things improve and business picks up, but then again, why would I be needing help if that is the case?"
Well, how about this? I will leave you with this form. I've already signed it as sponsor. And if you feel the need to, start making more money than you do already, you can just drop this off at the Mercantile Guild.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll be set, ready to go.
Thank you. I'll keep that in mind.
I'm so good at persuasion, you guys.
Anything else you would like to do here at the shop? He says that we have more than just sending stones if you would like to buy something else.
Nah, I'll just go to the auction.
Okay. All right, Owen. Anything else you're doing to prepare for the auction? Just keeping cool?
Yep.
Try to suss out your components or do something. What are you...
Just looking around.
Okay.
Waiting for Callie to get back. Very happy when I see her.
Okay. The broker comes out. The sun begins to set. And you notice the crowd begin to quiet down. The first thing they're going to auction is the sword. Do anyone that's present have interest in the sword?
I'm interested to know what it's going to go for.
Mm-hmm. Olin, you're not interested?
No.
Okay. The bidding's not as fierce as you expect. But yet again, compared to some of the other objects here, the sword is far from fine in comparison. The price reaches 700 gold pieces, when it seems that a portly merchant with a large and ridiculous leather mask over his face seems to have cinched it. The auctioneer pounds the gavel down once, twice, 3 times, and it's sold. Second item is the robe. Do either of you have interest in the robe?
I want to hear what they have to say about the robe.
Yeah.
The broker says that don't be fooled by this rather mundane-looking robe, for it has a personality larger than life, and that a good cloak is like a good friend. Will protect you for life. Seems to be considerable interest in this object. The bidding begins, and a number of merchants are duking it out. The price quickly climbs until it reaches in excess of $6,000. Notice that the merchants keep looking at each other furiously, when all of a sudden you hear from the back a small yet polite voice. Bid a straight 12,000 gold pieces for it.
Ooh.
Mercy.
The rest of the merchants go quiet. You turn around to see the thin man standing at the back of the crowd. He's dressed in all black. However, his hands are covered in silver rings. You can tell the man well. There's murmur amongst the merchants, but no one continues to bid. Do either of you want to make a bid for it?
No.
Nope. Next up comes the ring. Olin, you're obviously bidding for this one. Okay. To be some excitement over the ring. You would understand that. Such an object. Rare and powerful. The auctioneer, a shrewd-looking man, perhaps in his late 60s, small round spectacles rested upon his nose, begins the bidding at 1,000 gold pieces.
1,000.
Immediately another merchant puts up his hand. 1,200.
14.
1,600.
Sorry, there was a chair squeak. 1,600?
I'm sorry.
Sorry, that might be me.
Some WD-40.
1.8.
You notice him shake his head. There's a moment when no one speaks. You hear a voice from behind.
Fuck.
2,000.
2.1.
$1 billion.
2.5.
2.7.
2.75.
2.8.
There's silence. You notice a number of merchants look around, and the group of merchants that you saw forming a cabal gather around and begin whispering amongst themselves. The auctioneer thrusts the hammer down, going once. One of the merchants in the group looks up and they go back to furiously discussing. The hammer comes down a second time, going twice. You see the merchants pull away from one another, turn to the auctioneer and shake their head. Going 3 times, he says. Places the gavel down and the ring is yours.
Huzzah. Callie, I'll need 1,000. I'll cover the rest.
Okay.
Next up is the wand.
I'm interested in that.
He suggests we start the bidding at 7,000 gold pieces. Immediately, one of the merchants bids 7.5. Another bids 7.6. Are either of you going to jump in?
I have 17 gold now, so no, I'm not going to jump in.
Okay, yeah. Kelly?
I'm not going to spend that much, no. Cool as it is.
Yeah.
Does that mean that somewhere out there, someone is going to be stealing spells
Yes, it
and
does.
placing them into our ring? So we're going to have
sells-
like a...
I don't think they're
like
bound.
a
No,
lucky dip
they're not
spells in the
paired.
ring?
They're not
They're
paired. No.
No.
If they were paired, they would come together.
Well,
The wand
Did you say
sells
they were
for
paired?
17.
The one
No,
cast.
said that they were
found
from the
together.
same person.
The one casts spell
wand-
magic, and if it's... I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yep. The wand sells for 17,000 gold pieces.
Jeez.
To a man simply dressed in his mid-40s that you suspect is a broker himself, probably a middleman.
Nick the
He was
Greek.
getting he was getting it for their crusade.
Last but not least is the pig whistle.
Hmm.
The auctioneer looks at it for a long time, looks back at the crowd and says, let's start bidding at, I don't know, 200 gold pieces? You see one of the merchants look around and go, 200 gold pieces then. Are either of you bidding on the pig whistle?
I am not.
I will.
Pretty expensive pig whistle.
I will bid 250.
I swear to God, I hope this whistle displays the Peppa Pig theme.
No, we know that it's
all
someone-
the merchants turn and look at you. The first one goes, 300.
That guy's so a place.
What?
Like, he's been placed, dude.
It's an auction thing.
Oh, yeah, I see what you mean.
And a magician thing.
320. But I'm like, all right.
400.
No.
You see the other merchants look around, and then you hear a voice break out from the back of the crowd. Wow, that's one fine-looking whistle.
Can I look back
And that's
see?
where we'll end tonight's session.
Oh, you can't
And,
How did
and
he
see
get here?
He's a
see the
totally
charming and familiar smile of your good friend Alistair Ashwood, travelling merchant extraordinaire.
Oh, John, you have not met our good friend Mr. Alistair Ashford yet, have you?
I cannot wait.
You can
Why,
check
you look like an
stories?
enterprising young fella, and we are gonna get along.
He's like our Gilmore.
Alistair.
Yes, and so we'll end tonight's session here in Sindara.
And it's just me and Owen,
Around.
isn't it? So I'm the only one there that would recognize
You know, the last time we ran into him, too, I wasn't around until I freaking died.
The first thing
Last
I
time
thought
you ran in,
was how
last time you ran into him. There
Please
you
go
go, Olin. No, you go.
my immediate reaction was Leslie and Ben's reactions to little Sebastian. Like, I'm sitting here going, I don't get it at all. While Callie's like,
Alistair Ashwood was in our very second session of the entire game. We went through the swamp to get something.
And I pulled his whole cart and his mule out of the swamp.
Yeah, he didn't really have a cart. He just had a dead mule.
I was
Silas
introduced to
had,
Alistair
Silas had a
without.
date with his wife.
Well,
Yeah.
we
His
were
wife's a charm.
in order to get paid for escorting him to the next town. Me and the wizard Dusk had to sit in on her performance, and it was something.
She's a
I
soprano
met Alistair without
and a
anybody
very
there.
big personality. You did. Last time you
So-
met Alistair, the city nearly got destroyed by a giant demon creature.
oh, that bodes well.
And I didn't
Like that, right?
and I didn't get to see him that time. So Silas hasn't seen him since freaking Canaan.
All right.
Or
But
Belmont.
yeah, Kelly, looking around, you see Alistair, but you do not see Soprano Malkin.
Did Callie meet the
have
Brandon
paid her.
Malkin?
I didn't meet his wife. No, I did have discussions about her with him.
Yeah,
She was in town.
the only two that met Soprano Malkin were Silas and I don't even know if Solana technically met her.
Yeah, we met her.
No,
Because
Solana
me and
met her.
Faye were like, hi, really sorry we can't make your show. Leaving now.
And then you made the
They did, they
paladin
totally
and the
bailed
wizard
them.
sit in.
All right. I am stopping
Um,
the
I don't think
recording.
anyone's